Craig, and welcome, John.
Thank you for having me.
So nice to have you. Thank you for coming.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Tell me, how did you get started?
Well, I got started in photography through a Christmas gift when I was 11. My parents gave me a Kodak Brownie Star Flash camera. And I was just hooked from that point on. I carried it around with me everywhere to shoot my little buddies and friends.
Great.
And here I'm still shooting.
So what's changed over the years?
Well, obviously the technology has changed drastically. I mean,
no more Brownie camera?
Well, I still have it, actually. You know, I still have it. And yeah, there's just been so many different evolutions. I mean, I remember going through the autofocus craze when that first came out, and then we've now shifted into the digital era. So.
Great. Well, let's see what you got.
Okay.
Image number 1, please.
Yes, when I was in Reims, I got off a bus. I was shooting every day on the street, and I just loved this particular graffiti that was on this bus stop. I just responded to the color and the composition to it. And then I was looking at the photograph several months later, actually, and I noticed that the graffiti tagger had used the word S-M-I-E-R, which is Reims spelled backwards.
That is so interesting, so cool. So what in particular do you like about that, the blue or the red?
Yeah, I just like the overall color and the way the artist actually used paint. It has this kind of Jackson Pollock quality to it.
I can see that. Great. And Mr. Steve, image number 2, please.
While I was shooting all over the city of Reims, I found a couple of very interesting cemeteries, and I found this one, which goes back to World War I. And among the Christian crosses, there was a very interesting Islamic headstone. And
the one on the corner, right?
Yes, the one on the corner there. And this is from 1915 or so, and it's just signified to me how the cultures have always mixed, and regardless of one's race, creed, or religion, there's always been fighting for your country has always been the first thing people do.
Very interesting. And why did you go to Reims? What brought you there?
I went on a sister city cultural exchange. A few years back, someone had a very interesting idea that a photographer from France would come to Arlington to shoot, and Arlington would send a photographer to Reims, France, to shoot their city. And then all of the photography would be put together and would have an exhibit here in Arlington and also in Reims, France.
And how were you chosen?
Well, I was interviewed by the Cultural Affairs Division. Apparently there were 5 of us, and I guess they had kind of seen my work here and there, and they knew sort of the way I photographed, and I was very fortunate to be selected, and I hope I represented the county well.
I think you're doing a great job. And tell us now, what are you looking at? This is beautiful. This
Yes, I was
one of my favorites.
Thank you. I was outside City Hall one morning, and approximately every 15 minutes a wedding party would come out.
It's like Vegas.
Yeah, you can see the French flags up on top of the building there in the upper left. But it was very interesting because there were so many cultures coming out of the building. And it sort of reflected the same diversity that we see here in Arlington with so many different groups from all around the world.
I can see that. And tell me more about where we can see some of your works right now.
Yes, well, this show is at the Ellipse Arts Center, which is in Ballston. And you can go to the Ellipse website or to Arlington Art website and find out the times of the days and the hours and go see the show.
And what do we see there?
Well, one very early Sunday morning, I was just walking around, and I was outside this very colorful nightclub. And I just loved the blue and the red. And lo and behold, this gentleman came along to sweep the gutter.
And he's wearing yellow, the yellow that popped.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So it's one of the serendipitous parts of being a street photographer, is these things just happen to occur right in front of you.
And why street photography? What do you like about that?
To me, it's sort of the pure aspect of photography. You know, there's just you and your camera, and you're going out to the street to sort of capture a slice of life. There's no staging involved. It's responding.
Ah, and I see one more.
Yes, this one, I was there in May of 2008, and these young high school students were celebrating basically the 40th anniversary of the May 1968 uprisings. There was quite a bit of turmoil, and they were having quite a bit of fun with it, as was the rest of the country.
Great. And what's your future like? Going to be bright, I assume.
Yeah, I hope so. I think I'm going to try to shoot a project in Marseille, France, next.
So why France?
It's just one of the most covered countries, I think. The New York Times covers it constantly. There's just so many things happening there. The Enlightenment. Thomas Jefferson, one of my heroes, went to Paris and took a lot away from it as well.
Well, you'll have to come back and tell us about it.
I will.
Thank you so much, John.
Thank you for having me, Pia.
And please go check out John's exhibit, and please go to his website. And now, back to the desk.
All right, beautiful. Thank you, Pia, and Mr. John Babineau, photographer extraordinaire. Pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, good stuff.
Good stuff. Enjoyed that, and come back and see us and show us some more of your stuff anytime. You're always welcome here at the Arlington Weekly News. That's a wrap for this week's show. Anything else to add?
No, that's about it.
That's about it.
It's been a full day.
That's it.
Full day.
Full day.
Here we go. Thank you for watching. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week for another edition of the Arlington Weekly News. Bye-bye, all.
Bye.